March 2024. A video surfaces on Telegram that stops half the world in its tracks. In it, you see something that looks straight out of a cheap sci-fi movie, a Russian tank with what appears to be a sheet metal house built on top of it. The comments explode. Is this a joke? What the hell is that thing? Looks like a garage with tank treads. But this isn't a joke. This is the most desperate and brilliant response Russia has come up with to a problem that's destroying their armor by the dozens every single day. Welcome to the world of the Russian turtle tank. A vehicle that combines 21st century military technology with solutions that look like they came straight out of Mad Max. And the craziest part? Sometimes it works so well that you need 60 drones to take down just one. To understand this madness, we need to travel back to 2023. Ukraine has become the first battlefield in history where $500 drones are shredding $3 million tanks. FPV drones, SPV drones, first-person view are small kamikaze aircraft that fly like guided missiles controlled by a pilot who sees everything from the drone's perspective. Imagine a deadly video game where the ultimate goal is to crash your aircraft into the weakest part of a tank. And they work. They work way too well. According to NATO sources, 2 out of every 3 Russian tanks destroyed in recent months were hit by these drones. Not by $200,000 Javelin missiles. Not by heavy artillery. By drones that any civilian can buy online. The problem is that tanks were designed to take hits from the front, sides, even from behind. But nobody thought to protect the top. Why? Because for decades, the only danger from the sky came from fighter jets that cost $50 million and required airstrips. Now any soldier with a hobby drone can turn a tank into scrap metal. But the Russians didn't just sit on their hands. At first they tried simple solutions. Sandbags on the turrets, logs, random welded grates. The Ukrainians mocked them, calling them cope cages. And they were right. Those protections were useless against modern explosive charges. But what they were about to weld onto their tanks next defies all logic. In Russian field workshops, something unprecedented began taking shape. Military engineers and improvised welders started building what can only be described as metal houses for tanks. Massive steel structures that completely envelop the original vehicle, leaving only the gun barrel exposed. The first officially documented turtle tank appeared in April 2024 near Krasnohorivka. It was a T-72 made completely unrecognizable Under Armour that looked like a rectangular barn mounted on tank treads. The superstructure measured several meters in height and was made of welded steel plates forming a sloped roof. Along the sides, barbecue grill-type metal grates created a second layer of protection. The result was something that looked more like a moving building than a military vehicle. The Russians dubbed it Tsar Mongol, literally Tsar Grill or King of the Barbecue. The name humorously references the giant metal structure and follows the Russian tradition of calling their every Tuin Tsar. Most massive military artifacts tar, like the Tsar Bomba, but the design isn't standardized. Each turtle tank is unique, built according to available materials and the creativity of each workshop. Some use smooth steel plates forming trapezoidal roofs. Others employ corrugated construction sheeting, XCU, literally barn roofing material painted in reddish colors to mimic rural buildings. The most elaborate versions combine multiple layers, exterior grates, intermediate plates, and camouflage nets on top. The most impressive are the completely enclosed versions. These encapsulate the tank entirely, with side plates that even cover the treads. The result is a 30-ton metal box that moves. Some include hanging chain curtains at the front and rear openings to intercept drones trying to slip through the gaps. Others have rear doors and ladders, suggesting they can also transport infantry inside the protected compartment. The principle is simple but revolutionary. Create armor in 2 layers. The external structure acts as a sacrificial shield that detonates drones before they reach the actual tank. It's like wearing 2 bulletproof vests, one on top of the other. Any drone that hits the outer cage explodes there, dissipating its energy before reaching the original armor. But these metal monsters aren't just defensive. They carry special equipment that reveals their true tactical purpose. Most turtle tanks are equipped with KMT-6 or KMT-7 mine-clearing rollers attached to the front. These massive steel cylinders roll ahead of the tank, detonating mines in a controlled manner. Their mission is clear. They're icebreaker vehicles designed to punch through minefields while absorbing punishment from drones and light artillery. The Russian tactic is brutal but effective. The turtle tank advances on the front line, leading armored columns attacking Ukrainian fortified positions. Its job is thankless. Act as a battering ram and decoy, drawing all enemy fire while the vehicles behind take advantage to maneuver. It's a mobile shield that sacrifices offensive capabilities for extreme survival. To improve their survival odds, some turtle tanks incorporate electronic warfare systems mounted on the shell. Antennas protruding from the structure allow them to jam the control signals of enemy FPV drones. By blocking or saturating the radio link between the kamikaze drone and its operator, these jammers can make the drone lose control or crash before reaching its target. Some advanced models even include systems for deploying smoke screens while advancing, providing additional cover for the armor following behind. The turtle tank thus becomes a multi-function platform: mine breaker, drone absorber, electronic jammer, and smoke generator all in one. The first documented combat of the Ferdinand, as the Russians nicknamed their first prototype, occurred in April 2024 near Krasnohorivka. The modified T-72 managed to advance at the head of an assault, defeat several Ukrainian defensive positions, and clear mines in the process. But its fate also illustrated the concept's limitations. It ended up immobilized and neutralized during the same operation after stepping on an anti-tank mine that destroyed its treads. The extraordinary thing is that despite being knocked out of combat, the vehicle wasn't destroyed by FPV drones like a normal tank would have been. Footage showed how it withstood several nearby hits from artillery and drones without exploding. Only a large underground explosion managed to stop it, confirming that against light threats, the shell served its purpose. But the Ukrainians weren't going to sit on their hands either. And what they invented to counter these turtles is pure nightmare fuel. October 2024. The Ukrainians record for the first time the use of kamikaze drones with thermite charges against a Russian turtle tank. Thermite is an incendiary mixture that burns at over 2,200 degrees Celsius and can melt steel like butter. In the video, you see a Ukrainian drone suspended over a turtle tank, spraying its shell with ignited thermite powder. The result is literally hellish. The tank catches fire from above and melts like a giant candle. The concept evolved rapidly. By early 2025, Ukraine's famous Phoenix drone group deployed a wave of Dragon drones, FPV drones armed with thermite charges, against a Russian assault unit that included turtle tanks in Kostiantynivka. In that coordinated action, they destroyed at least 2 turtle tanks by completely incinerating them. The new Ukrainian tactic involves the drone hovering over the target for 10 seconds while pouring burning thermite. The tank occupants have that time to get out before suffering fatal burns. It's a modern version of ancient incendiary weapons, but from the air and with surgical precision. However, the moment that really made these vehicles famous came in June 2024, when the Ukrainians achieved something historic, capturing one intact. On June 17th, a T-62M turtle tank got isolated and broken down near Ukrainian lines in Donetsk. The crew probably got disoriented due to lack of visibility, one of the biggest problems with these vehicles. Soldiers from the 2020 Ukrainian Mechanized Brigade took advantage and approached stealthily. The Russian crew, with no possibility of quickly escaping the shell, ended up surrendering without serious resistance. The capture video went viral instantly. You see 2 Russian operators stumbling out of the top hatch, being taken prisoner, while Ukrainians celebrate perched on the enormous tank frame. The vehicle was towed away and displayed as a trophy, even with the Ukrainian flag flying over its roof. Ukraine's Ministry of Defense joked on social media, announcing they had a trophy turtle tank now serving the Ukrainian army. Pro-Kiev users sarcastically called the captured tank Russian nanotechnology, proposing to send it to NATO headquarters for study. The capture allowed Ukraine to examine the design up close. They confirmed that this T-62's turret was welded fixed forward, with no turning capability, and that the interior lacked ammunition, possibly for safety when operating so close to mines. They also corroborated that the shell provided real protection against light drones and shrapnel, but remained vulnerable to heavy weaponry. While Russia experimented with metal houses on tanks, the rest of the world watched with a mixture of amazement and mockery. No other modern army had officially deployed anything equivalent. Western solutions for anti-tank threats follow completely different paths. Israel, the United States, and Germany equipped their battle tanks with active protection systems like the Israeli Trophy. These use radars and countermeasure launchers that intercept incoming anti-tank missiles or RPG rockets in milliseconds, creating an invisible shield around the vehicle. With proper modifications, these systems could also neutralize kamikaze drones, providing protection without adding tons of steel. The philosophical difference is clear. The West has prioritized giving their tanks reflexes to dodge or destroy threats, while Russia opted for a pragmatic solution of extraordinarily increasing physical armor. A German Leopard 2 or American Monet Abrams maintains all its mobility, speed, and turret rotation, able to fire 360 degrees and maneuver with tactical agility. In contrast, the Turtle tank sacrifices almost all these qualities completely. Its enormous added armor makes it much slower and heavier, limiting its acceleration and operational range. The crew of a Turtle tank suffers from greatly reduced visibility. The shell blocks much of their visual field, creating significant blind spots. In some versions, the turret can't rotate freely, making the vehicle function almost like a self-propelled casemate from World War II. In a direct duel against a normal Western tank, the Turtle tank would lose without question. But that's not its purpose. Its reason for being is to survive where others couldn't, under drone rain and in the middle of minefields, even if it pays the price of becoming a crude contraption. Real effectiveness was demonstrated in extreme cases that defied all expectations. July 2025. Social media spreads images of what Ukrainians called the most monstrous turtle tank seen to date. It was a Russian tank covered by cages and nets so dense you could barely make out the vehicle underneath. They nicknamed it the Frankenstein tank for its bristling appearance of metal and cables. What happened next defies credibility. According to Ukrainian reports, it took around 60 FPV drones to finally destroy it. The video shows drone operators desperate to find any gap, launching dozens of aircraft against the same tank. Its frame resists explosion after explosion until it finally succumbs. But imagine what it means to be inside one of these things. Turtle tank crews have described the experience as driving a burning steel coffin. Interior temperature can exceed 50 degrees Celsius because the metal shell acts like a giant oven under the sundae. There's no air conditioning, no adequate ventilation. Visibility is practically zero. The periscopes are blocked by the external structure. You can't see what's coming from the sides, you can't see up, you can barely see forward. It's like driving blindfolded in the middle of a war zone. Operators depend completely on radios to know where they are and what's happening outside. And the sound. Every drone impact against the shell resonates like a giant bell. The crew goes temporarily deaf with each explosion. Some Russian soldiers have confessed they'd prefer the quick death of a direct hit over the psychological torture of being locked in there for hours. But here comes the brutal math that's changing the war. Destroying a turtle tank costs $30,000 in drones. Destroying a $7 million German Leopard 2 costs barely $1,000. The Russians are using junk tanks from the 70s to force Ukrainians to spend more money on ammunition than they spend on armor. The turtle tank phenomenon reveals something profound about modern warfare. We're witnessing how democratized technology, as civilian drones converted into weapons, as civilian drones, is forcing professional armies to improvise solutions that seem medieval. The Ukraine war has accelerated a tactical revolution. For every weapon that appears, a countermeasure emerges, which is answered with another weapon in an unstoppable cycle of innovation. FPV drones force the creation of turtle tanks. Turtle tanks force the development of thermite drones. Thermite drones will probably force the creation of something even stranger. It's likely that Ukraine's experiences will influence global armor doctrine, accelerating the adoption of anti-drone APS systems or even defensive mini-drones launched from tanks to shoot down threats. We'll also see more turtle tank evolutions. Current models could add reactive, explosive plates over the shell, or better integrate electronic interference stations. Some analysts speculate that future tanks will include some type of deployable top protection against drones straight from the factory. Others believe the solution will be completely electronic, energy shields that interfere with any unauthorized device within a certain radius. What's certain is that we're seeing the birth of something completely new in warfare. Turtle tanks aren't the end of this story. They're just the first chapter of a revolution that's forever changing the rules of combat. In 6 months, the Russians have gone from normal tanks to armored houses on treads. In another 6 months, we'll probably be seeing things that not even science fiction dared to imagine. And it all started with someone who thought, what if we put a roof on this tank? The next time you see a video of something that looks like a military joke, remember the turtle tanks. Sometimes the most ridiculous ideas become the most lethal solutions. And sometimes, a house on a tank can be the difference between winning and losing a war.